Happy Monday to everyone. What are we doing here? Oh, welcome to the Monday night show. Let's see if we are on. Hey, Michael Peeler, we are on. I'm just going to. We'll get your soup hot for you. A reminder, this show works best if you participate. Make sure that we are on YouTube and Facebook. We are obviously on Facebook. Not sure if we are on the Monday night or we're on the YouTube. Sorry about that. Anyways, there we are. Peeler, we are on. Sorry we were a little bit late. Again, that we gotta move. I gotta move this way. No, I gotta move this way.
Better late than never, you know.
Better late than never.
That's right.
It's another Monday night.
Monday.
Do you ever notice
Monday
how
just flies by?
it feels like yesterday? It was already like last week Monday.
Yeah. You know what? Our busy lives make the week go quick.
Not so bad. That one's okay.
Thank you, Ryan.
Those glasses are sure small, aren't they?
Oh, they look small, but
That they do. Anyways, guys, this show works best when you guys participate. Daniel Herman, hey, I haven't seen you on in a long time. Hey, how's it going? Oh, as for shipping the birds tomorrow, we had everything scheduled. And unfortunately, our buddy Donald Trump, he has added a new jump to the game. So we're hoping to get the birds shipped out on Wednesday, but we're waiting for get a load of this one. If you ship pigeons, I'm just using tractor trailer drivers. They have to have this. It's a new number that they gave them. It's not a new number, but you have to have it if you're importing into the U.S. It does not matter if you import one time a year. You have to have this number. 3 weeks ago, when we applied, you didn't have to have the number. Now you got to have this number, and it's an additional, It's an additional $300 US.
wow. So that's going to be.
And here's the best part. I love people who sign up for our auctions and they don't take the time to put their correct email in. So when you're trying to bill them for shipping and stuff, they're calling you saying they've waited 8 months. I've waited 8 months for this pigeon. Is it coming? Is it? I've sent you 400 emails. Can you pay the shipping? And of course, they send us back the wrong email. You know what? You don't deserve the pigeon because you know why? You're too goddamn stupid to put the right shit in. It's okay. Da dee dee dee. So I'm hoping we're shipping this week. But if the birds don't go out by Wednesday,
they're not going out.
They're not going to go out till the following week. Oh, and guess what this means? I have to go and get a brand new health certificate, which is another 6-hour drive and $250 more.
You're shipping to the States. Do they have a long weekend coming up?
Yep. Yep.
Right. So I wouldn't even ship them until that's over.
But our permit dies on the 31st. So I have to go and redo another permit. But hey, are we having fun yet?
Mm-hmm. Well,
We should have just shipped them in the heat and baked them. But that wouldn't be good either, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah. No.
Oh well. I haven't got an email. You have mine, 2 of them. Oh, well, I have to check your junk email. Or when you're done, just text me or email. Make sure that we have everything good. Good evening, David Tracy. I haven't seen you on in a while. Brian Maders from Wisconsin says hello. My friend from Hawaii says aloha. Daniel Herman says looking good. So YouTube and Facebook are working. That's good. Now, what is on our agenda for the Monday night show?
Well, I'm going to open it up with
I don't want to
anyone flying young birds. And I don't know if you're flying old birds or you were flying old birds. I wouldn't be too quick into culling your old birds until your young bird season is completed. Because too many times you say, "Oh, I raised 4 out of that pair, your old bird pair, and I only have one left, and we're like quarter way through, and that pair's no good." Wait till the end. Would you agree? Before you do any, and I'd have my old birds, I would say on their second year breeding for you, maybe I'll switch them. What do you think, Ryan? Is that a good? I'm just opening up the show. Something to talk about.
I'm having a hard time. You see, here's the problem. There's so many people that are flying that they think they're flying to win, or they're putting in, let's say, 20% to 30% of real pigeon racing energy, and then they're judging the pigeons on this. So I almost say, how do you judge pigeons? How do you judge them? You know, how I'm going to use again. I'm going to use it again. Last week, Paul McAloney sold all of his family of pigeons, got out of it for 2 years, went back and bought some beautiful grizzles and blue pieds. Right?
Yeah, very nice.
Wait, hold on. Do you know what?
I'm sure they were out of good stuff.
They're out of real good pigeons.
Right.
But hold on, they weren't the pigeons he was used to playing with. Like his grandfather, his great grandfather, and his father played with the same pigeons. It was a 40-year group of pigeons that they were playing with. Now he switched to new pigeons. Do you want to know what? Well, right at the top. Because he knows exactly how to bake that cake. And he's baking the cake right. So he can make an adjustment differently than a lot of other guys can do. A guy who has no clue on what's going on. I see somebody that made a post of a video. I'm training my young birds late. It was 5:30 at night. When I hear someone make a video, put on some Nickelback music and show this video, I don't know if he wants people to call him a rebel. I don't know if people want to cheer for him. I don't. You're not training the birds late. But for him, that's late. This is big moves, right? Big steps. So that type of a gentleman, when I see him make a post like this, I know he's going to kill birds that he hasn't even learned how to play with yet because he can't bake the cake. So I do agree with what you're saying. You know what? You should be able to go through your pigeons at the end of the race season, keep your favorite ones, and then hey, you can pull the other ones out or you can leave them until Youngbirds is over. But you're looking for consistent pigeons week in and week out.
Before I do any kind of moves in my old bird loft, I fly the young birds to the end. I don't look at the numbers of the young birds until it's over.
I agree.
And say at the end, I go, oh, I look, oh, I bred 4 off of this pair. Ooh, I got one left, and about 4 off. Bred 4 off
And I
that
think I
pair,
think
and I have 3 left. And then you have to see how did they come. I mean, those youngsters, did they come all the next day? Or did they come in race time? Like you got to see how are they in your combine and see how that works. If you got a pair that you put together and you don't have any youngsters left at all.
the other thing is
There's a good question.
you have to compare them first of all in their loft because their loft is the only thing that's fair that they're competing against.
That's right.
If you're not a good handler, you can still compare them in your loft. They have
That's
to be the top 3 or 4 pigeons. Boom. Same with your old birds. Then you compare them in your club. You see how you rank in there. And then you compare in your combine. Now, the way the winds blow, the way it all adds up, that makes your combine very different, very more difficult.
You're 100%. If you're flying on, let's say, the west side of your combine and the wind's blowing from west to east, you're going to have a rough time. If the old wind is really going at it, you're going to have a rough time. So don't say your birds are shit
Yeah, you have to,
You know?
when the winds are in your favor, you have to be there.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you're flying a headwind race and you're the shortest guy in your club, you're the shortest. The advantage is for you. Now, if you're getting beat by guys that fly 5, 10, 15, 20 miles further, you're way off because your birds had to fly shorter. Now,
The
I had just another comment here.
Okay. I have something to say, and I don't want to forget
Okay,
it.
go ahead, say it, and then I'll post in because Eddie's got a question.
Okay. And also, I would look at where you are as a flyer in the pigeon flying game. If you're a novice, I would compare myself as the other novice people and then try and go a little better, but don't knock yourself and say, "Oh shit, I was last, or I was this, I was 50th in the club." Well, if you pass people that are in your same group, I would have to say people flying in less than 5 years. Like Ryan said, look at your loft. Your loft is technically a club on its own. Compare the birds in your own loft, how they're flying. Then compare themselves. Okay, I went flying. John, he's been flying 2 years. I beat him. I was close to beat him. Jerry, he's been flying 4 years. I beat him a bit. Yeah. Then the other guy's been flying 10 years. Well, I'm saying do that kind of comparison before you make the large comparison, because those comparisons will judge how much of a pigeon flyer
And
you are becoming.
and here's another thing: if you fly a 100-mile race, okay, and let's say there's Ricky, he's the best guy in the club and in the combine.
Call me Ricky Seven.
I don't want to call you Ricky 7 because I just want to call you Ricky right now. And you go out, and every week everyone says, "Well, we can't beat Ricky. He gets 10 on a drop, 50 on a drop, 20 on a drop." Okay, hold on. A novice flyer, I want you to look at how quickly Ricky gets his first bird. If he sent 20, how quickly does he get his 20 birds home? He got 10 on the drop. In 15 minutes, he had 19 birds home. Now, you being a novice, take a look. You're looking to get the trick is to get a good group of pigeons to come, is get your birds home as quickly as possible. But if you have a 100-mile race and you get one bird and you wait 30 minutes and get your second bird, wait 20 minutes and get two together, and in 1 hour you get 4 out of 20, this is telling you you're not putting the work in. It's not the pigeons. It can be a little bit the pigeons, but you're not putting the work. Now, I got some questions here.
Okay, so I should write this stuff down because
Well, we don't have to.
I have stuff to say.
We got more. We got more.
And I don't want to cut your show off, and then I forget. You know,
What's your thing? We're gonna get to these
okay, I'm
questions.
going to say it real quick.
We're gonna get to this question.
Okay,
We're gonna get
if
to
you
this one.
just started off flying pigeons and you're in your third or fourth year, and you get some guy that's in his second or third year and he wins the club. He wins the club, plus he wins the combine. He got one bird, he won it, and he put 30 birds in. And then look on the combine sheet, where was his next pigeon? So if there was 300 birds in the club or in the combine, or club or in the combine, his next pigeon was 70th. I'm sorry. He's just a lucky Joe, okay?
He doesn't have. He
Yeah.
doesn't have the group
Yeah.
running.
But this guy beat you by 10 minutes and you put 20 birds in and you got 1 10 minutes behind him, but then you got another 9 right, like right there. I'm saying you know how the I'm
You have
trying
to
make
judge,
that
and it's the same thing. I see guys bragging. Oh, I topped the combine. I beat 150 pigeons. I had 12 on a drop. There's 10 lofts. No, no. I'm more interested when I got 500 birds. I'm more interested at 1,000 birds. I'm really interested when at 1,500, 2,000, 5,000 pigeons. That's when the competition. When you're beating the guys in your club or combine, people, I've seen people wrote on the internet, this guy dominated the combine. Looked, there was 11 lofts and 147 pigeons. Hold on. The pigeons are all going to fly together. Of course you're going to get 13 on a drop. I want to see you do it with 500 against 500 pigeons. And do you want to know something amazing? The same guy, when you put him in with 500 birds, he can't get 3 birds in 1 hour. Now hold on. We got some more questions.
You know, I'd like to say that so that
I get
fellow that he topped the combine with 150 birds, and he's done it. He topped it. He got 1 bird, and then he got maybe he was down about 10. Then he got another one. Okay, clap, clap, clap. But look at the same man in the face and say, now we're going to take your combine winner. We're going to put him in Kiev-Rent. I know we're in North America. You can't do that, folks. But with your, what should I say, experience in North America, your qualifications in North America, and you won this combine with 1 bird. And last week you won it again with 1 bird. Now, let's take you and your pigeons in Kiev-Rent. Okay, Kiev-Rent. You're going to fly next week against 50,000 pigeons.
but hold on.
I mean, that
I'm not.
you have to swallow.
I have comments that I got to read, so I'm going to get.
Okay, go ahead, read them.
But you can go and buy Lambrecht's pigeons. He dominates. He's very good in Kiev-Rent races. 50,000 liberations. Very good. But if I give those pigeons to, and I'm going to use the name, Paul McAloney in Scotland, Derek Walsh, wait, bang, they're right at the top of those pigeons. They never played with them a season in their life. Bang, right at the top. If I give them to a local guy here, flying in a combine with 11 flyers, bunk, 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 he will not get, he won't, if you put him in with 500 birds, those pigeons won't get him the result. Do you want to know why? He cannot play the pigeons. The pigeons are good. Then the man has to be as good as the pigeons.
Hey,
now I got comments.
It's the loft manager. I'm telling you.
That's right. So loft manager. Let's get to these comments. Eddie Ortiz says, I'm hearing a lot of guys are losing young birds. Guys don't lose young birds don't get lost. Guys lose the young birds. Eddie Ortiz, that was well worded. The guys are losing the young birds. They breed them in November. Eggs hatch. Banned them on January. Let them out in April. No, let them out in May. Have them flying around. Blah, 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 blah.
I get into that.
Start training them so damn late. They're so dumb. They're so dumb. They're plain old dumb. And when we get Lars back on the show, Lars said the same thing there in Belgium. A lot of guys that breed early, they don't train the young birds early and they get obliterated. Because,
they wait.
You know what? Anywhere in the world you look at, it's the same thing. The kids that learn from 2, 3, 4 years old, the kids that learn at that age, two, knit, sew, play soccer, ride a bicycle, use chopsticks, do mathematics,
Hold on a minute.
read, write.
An example.
Okay? I got more comments.
This fellow's mother, my wife Nancy, she was a child of 7 children. And my wife Nancy, she changed diapers on the siblings when she was 8 years old. She peeled potatoes when she was 9, 10 years old. She did, I'm saying she got on that bicycle, not because Mama said, come on, I need a hand. And she could do all this shit. So what I'm saying is, what he's saying is 100%. Ronaldo, he played soccer when he was 3 years old. He didn't wait till he was 18.
If you look at all the superstars in sports, okay, they will all tell you they started playing basically as soon as they could somewhat walk or run. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, there is going to be an exception to the rule, and there's going to be one. But that one, he never made his real potential, even though we all know about him, because he started late.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I got some more comments. We got lots of comments. Thundercat Law says, greetings from New Jersey. Don't call the breeders until the season is over. I agree. Don't call them until the season's over. And by the way, if you breed 6 babies out of a pair and you lose before the first training toss or by the middle of the training season before you race, out of 6, you lose 5 of the 6. And you're having a day when you're into the drink and you say,
Kill
that red pied shit, that pair I bought, blah, blah, I'm putting them in the ground.
Big mistake.
You'll put them in the ground, and the 6th one
Will win you.
will win for you. Or be very consistent. You know what you'll learn? You'll learn that lesson.
And then you'll say, oh, jumping catfish. I wish I would have had that pair. Oh, I could have split them up.
Luke said, Paul, do you fly with the CJC? I don't like only one bird from good. They got to get another one many minutes later. When you're racing pigeons, and I'm being honest, your goal is to get the Army home. And this is how you play with your. This is how you stop focusing on the guys you're racing against. Say, okay, I'm flying 100 miles. The birds, from when I get my first bird home, 1 hour. That's being very lenient.
Lenient. Say lenient.
Hey, in 100 miles, I want them home in 30 minutes, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Boom, 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 boom. And if you're not getting them like this, or a group, it's telling you you're not putting the work in. If you see other guys getting drops and getting birds, boom, 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 now check for the wind, how that is. You know, if the wind's going this way and you're living over here, you're not going to get the drops the same way. So you have to be flexible. You have to have a little common sense.
I was going to say that. Common.
And as Volker said, if Warner's watching, his father made a very good point.
Volker Vale.
You can only win what the competition will allow you. Right? So when the wind's blowing that way, everybody on this side's got the advantage to kill you, and you're over here. You're going to be probably at the back, but you want to get as close and say, "Hey, the wind wasn't in my favor today."
Well, you judge that wind, and if your bird's off by 10 minutes, you say, "Okay, I judged the wind. The wind was 10 mile an hour.
Listen,
whatever." I say, "Okay, I understand."
We've flown races where there's 100-mile spread across. The wind is so hard in the opposite direction of us. I said, "Well, what do we think? I think if we get them within the hour of the first bird, combine winner over in the corner, yeah, we get a bird 45 minutes. The bird is right there. Had the wind been the other way, we'd be right there. But the wind's totally against you. Again, guys, you have to learn common sense. And young flyers, they don't know this common sense because what they do is they go to the pigeon club and they talk to guys that have had pigeons 4 years. A guy that has pigeons 4 years, he knows dick. A guy that has pigeons 10 years knows dick. Watch out for the guys that have been flying 15 years because they know dick too. You're looking for the guy that every single week just obliterates everybody. That's the guy you might want to listen to. Now, you got to watch, though, listening to him.
No, just hold on. A guy that's been flying 30 years or 40 years.
No.
Wait. He's very smart. He's made it there. And he shows his marks. He's winning. He's also very smart. Because he sits back and goes, he don't really say that much.
But I'm going to say, I've seen lots of old guys at pigeon clubs.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Mm-hmm.
they know nothing to me with pigeons. They get the same
No,
they get the same bogus results every week.
There's lots of
And hold on.
100%.
The guy you never want to listen to at the club, he's the guy that's constantly got the book of excuses. Oh, it was too foggy today. Oh, it was too windy today. Oh, my young bird's got young bird sickness. I don't want to listen to that shit.
Oh, hold on. My grandmother had to take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
My wife, she's got a bad leg. I couldn't train this week.
I haven't been able to get them out because I've been working.
Oh, I've been working so much, I have to wait for the drywall to dry.
That guy you just stay away from because he will never win a race because he has everything, he has every angle covered. Now, we got some more questions.
I don't know what he's doing.
Thundercat Loft says, here in New Jersey, the clubs can go 300 birds and 20 flyers. That's very nice. And 3,000 birds, super place to test pigeons. I think the New Jersey Combine is a good place to test pigeons. I'd love to fly in the New Jersey Combine. 3,000 pigeons, that's a very nice group of pigeons. Now, I'm sure if we look at that combine, you're still going to see guys dominate. You're still going to see guys with the odd good pigeon, but there's a few that can crack it. I'm pretty sure. But that's a very good combine. That's what we call you're going to,
It's like a junior combine.
I say when there's 1,000 pigeons in a race, okay, there is 100 lucky pigeons. Everybody has one. If there's 100 guys flying, there's 1,000 birds in the race. That means there's 100 lucky pigeons. Then I say there is a group of 100 to 120 pigeons that should be geared pretty good by the serious guys. So you're flying against 250 pigeons. And depending on the wind, hey, it, it can be in your advantage or not. But that's how I look at that. So sometimes a guy that has no business winning, his bird gets in the right groove. There's a little lightning in the bottle. Hey, sometimes I see it. A guy gets a bird come home late from a training toss. He trained him Wednesday. He doesn't have a clue what he's doing. It come home Friday morning. He's a new guy. He has no clue. He grabs a bird and puts it in the basket by accident. Boom, the bird wins. Bird's done screwing around. He's ready to say, boom.
He learned. He was out, right? You said he was out a night or something. The bird gets right.
Yeah.
The other thing, the bird maybe flew into some kind of condition. Maybe when he sent the bird, I don't know what he told me. The bird was a tub of shit, and he didn't even realize it. And it came. Would you say 2 or 3 days late?
Yeah.
And it flew itself into some kind of condition. There'd be a lot of rip and muscle on this thing, but
hey, I try and tell people your first 4 young bird races, if your birds are well trained and they're working good, you've trained them 40 times, 50 times before the first race, 60 times.
Yeah.
The pigeons that go to the first race, when they come home, boom, they come home that day. Sunday morning, back in the basket, back to 20 miles, 25 miles, 10 miles.
Confidence built.
And you come good in the morning, back in the basket, Sunday evening, again. Why? All in a group. Let's get the group back to rocket ships. And you'll see the first time you take them, if you let them out in the CJC with 3,000 pigeons, the first time you take them, they won't come out of that basket from their local 25-mile spot or 20-mile spot or 10-mile spot, whatever you pick. They won't come out and go straight. They'll go up and they'll do this because they're all saying to each other, whatever happened yesterday, that was one fucking crazy experience. And you put them back on the bike. And I believe Dean Pallett said it best. The idea, and Derek Walsh said, the idea is to bring them right back with confidence as fast as you can. And a lot of guys, and I used to say it, and I thought about it, you play a bad soccer game. I'm going to use it as an example. Bad soccer game on Saturday. Sunday, You don't sit at home and do nothing. Nope. Sunday you go back out and you start playing again. Sunday you're playing. Monday you're playing. Tuesday you're playing. You want to get rid of that bad experience, put it a good one. You build up. After a good game, what do you want to do? You want to play again because you're feeling good. Both ways this works. And what so many guys do is they say, I flew my birds to the Friday. Hold on. I trained them on Thursday. I locked them up on Friday, basket them Friday. There's mistake one. Shipped them Friday evening. The birds flew Saturday 100 miles. Took them an hour and it took them 2.5 hours to come home. They got to get Monday off. They got to get one day off or maybe two, and then put them back out. All you're doing is adding rust. And if you want to know how rust works, we got the nice knife outside that you grind it, eh? Grind it nice. So a big cleaver. Leave it outside for one night. See how much rust is on it. Leave it for 2 nights. Leave it for 3 nights. See how the rust just builds with the dampness, right? Pigeons need work. That's it.
Now,
Just like kids.
Okay, so if your pigeons come home and they're beat, they're cooked. They don't. You're going to see when they come home. Go out 2 hours after, they should bounce right back. You should almost see it. But if they're sitting on that perch and they're looking like this, okay, they're beat.
Now,
So there's something wrong.
Now-
I have to say there's something wrong with. I'd have to say there's something wrong with you.
I'll tell you something. If I'm training young birds, the first 15, 20 tosses, and I take them 20 miles, and it takes them 3 hours to come home. Wait. They look like they just been beaten. Put them back. Put them back in the basket a few hours later and take them back short.
Yeah. Let them have drink of water.
Let them have that drink. Let them have that rest.
Yeah.
They have to go back. If they look tired from that,
If they all come in a group, that means they went for a little
right?
ramble.
But they effed up. And you want to know what? I don't feel sorry for you. Pigeons that go to that first race, if you put the work in, you've put the 40, 50, 60 tosses in, you've single tossed them, double tossed them, groups of 5, played them right into the dark, back and forth, all the way through, and you've educated them. I'll tell you, when they come from that race, the next day, back into the basket, play them again. We got some comments.
I would say if you haven't done that experience tossing, you may start off having a pretty good effect. But the guy, the person, the woman, whoever has done those tosses, you are gonna slowly fall off the map.
I heard one time, I got to give Frank McLaughlin. Frank still owe me the money.
Okay.
That's that. His little nonsense.
What do they call it? Water
Under the bridge. His nonsense was for every hour a pigeon's on the wing, he gets a day, or every 2 hours he gets a day off. I want to ask Frank, the pigeon under the bridge, does he get a day off?
Never.
The pigeon in the barn, does he get a day off? No. And you know how I'm going to beat you, Frank? I'm going to outwork you, and I'll find the pigeons that will take your arrested pigeons, because a rested pigeon, he has no bronc, no jam. And I'll tell you, you want to see something great. You want to watch something great. You want to watch the type of pigeon you want? Look at the documentary on Rocky Marciano. Okay? You watch the documentary. If Rocky was fighting Frank McLaughlin, it would be an obliteration. If Rocky Marciano had pigeons against Frank McLaughlin, it would be a complete obliteration. Trust me, because the man thinks much differently. He thinks of power, strength, conditioning. If you have power, strength, conditioning, stamina, you have all these things, Your mind works so good, you
Oh.
don't get tired.
Yeah.
When do people make mistakes?
When their brain gets tired.
When their brain gets tired. Hey, take a look at people that crashed their car. I fell asleep in the car. Why did you fall asleep in the car? You're tired. Hey, we got comments. Randy says hi. Say hi to Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Hey. I wanted to throw his curry up there. He did say hi. Eddie Ortiz says, I hear guys say wind direction doesn't matter. If you're long end, okay. Well, the wind does matter. People who say the wind doesn't matter, I give them the Mike Vanderyak ding dong ding bullshit. I call it bullshit, but hey,
The wind doesn't matter. Okay.
hold on. The wind does. We're not going on. We got more comments.
Said that.
No. The wind does matter.
Yeah, no. This fellow said somebody said wind doesn't matter. He didn't say it.
No, Eddie
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah. Get on a bicycle, okay, and ride
Into the wind.
into the wind. Get on one. Like you could walk, but it doesn't feel the same. But get on a bicycle, ride in the wind. Ride with the wind in your back. Tell me how it feels. Okay. Ride the bicycle with zero wind. Zero wind. I don't know who you are, but I know who I am. I was riding in Belgium with zero wind. I said to my friend Marcel, top notch pigeon flyer, I said, hey, Marcel, it feels like I'm riding always into a wind. You know what he said to me? Ah, Richard, I'll tell you one thing. You're in bad shape. That's what he said. So if you ride into the wind, you're gonna feel it.
We know.
With the
I gotta move.
Feel it. And if you're riding with no wind, and if you're not
Okay,
in shape,
let me.
you're gonna feel it.
Hold on. Never listen to pigeon flyers that you have something to lose against. You know what? I'll tell you something. If you really want to learn pigeons, the club is the worst place to talk to pigeon guys.
Oh.
Because everyone is throwing out shit that they have no clue about what they're talking about. They have no clue. If you want, what you do is you go put your birds on, talk to them about their daughter in bicycle camp, talk to them about cooking, don't talk to the guys in the club about racing pigeons, because what you're going to get is 55 different answers and not one. You're going to go like this in the end. Hold on. Another comment. Wind can be beat if it's less than 12 miles per hour. Okay.
Really?
Listen, if you got a guy
12 miles per hour. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to go into a lake, a large lake. Lake Ontario, a large lake, not just a little lake. But if you got a 12 mile an hour headwind,
I don't think a lake's what I would talk about.
No, I'm trying to think
No,
about swimming.
No,
in a 12
because
mile an hour headwind.
no.
Yeah, it's the same thing, my friend.
I'm going to say this. Yes, you can win if the wind is against you 12 miles an hour. Here's the only way you're going to do it. It's going to be a distance race. Number one, hold on. And the guys that you're playing against, if they're birds, if you have an equal guy to you, you ain't going to beat them.
Just hold on.
You ain't going to do it.
I think this fella said, if the wind is 12 mile an hour,
Wind can be beat if it's less than 12 miles an hour.
So 11 mile an hour, you're going to beat that wind. Guess what? I'm sorry, my friend.
I don't think you'll beat it.
No, wait. My grandfather, Lucien Philibert, in Belgium, was fishing. He could tell by the
But what does that have to do?
No, I'm just saying you can see how the fish are flowing. When the wind is in the sea, you can see it. This guy here making that statement, it's a nice statement, bud, but I think you don't know what you're talking about. No,
I think yes, you can win, but the odds are forever not in your favor big time. You can pull a rabbit out of a hat. You'll do it better on distance races than in 100 miles, I think. A day. Hold on, Frank McLaughlin. Hold on. Frank McLaughlin said he barely trained his race birds, but wins.
Against who?
Hey, and I don't drink. I like this. I like Frank's whole. I call him. He does the Bob Ross of talking. Is very. "Oh, I don't train them. I law fly them. I feed them a lot of barley and I win." Well, I'll tell you, whoever he flies against on his Boston concourse, I'm not knocking it. The competition over there, if that's his style, is shit. His competition is complete old shit. If he's feeding that much barley, and I seen it, give them 5-6 days off and feed them all straight barley and just put them in the basket and send them and they win. Do you want to know what? It sounds romantic. It almost sounds like if I buy that man's pigeons, they're going to instantly win for me because all he feeds them is barley, does no work and loft flies, and they win. I think the other way, and one thing I know about Frank is his brother helped him and his dad helped him a lot. Oops. I don't want to say that, because his brother and his dad and him, 3 guys working one group of pigeons. What do you got there? Hey, one trains in the morning, one trains at lunch, one trains in the evening. I don't know. Maybe not. What do we know? Hold on. Robert Daughtry says, hi. Hi from California. Sergio Perez, win don't matter, LOL. Whoever said that needs to go back to school. And I, listen, if me and him, if Ricky and myself live 1 mile apart and the wind is, and I'll say 5 miles an hour for his direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna beat you by a minute for sure.
Hold on. Boy, I'm going to need a monstrous pigeon.
Unless my competition is totally off competitive.
Hold on.
way.
Hold on. When we flew together here,
Yeah.
we flew together. We trained them exactly the same. We darkened the same. We fed a little differently. Your birds darkened a bit better. Mine didn't. But we flew. We flew a series of races. At one point, I beat you 4 straight. Then you went 7 in a row. Whoomp, 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 whoomp. We were training exactly the same. And then the last 3, I beat you. Okay, fine. But we're flying only to what? We're only flying to a 25-foot different or 50-foot different landing board. And you can see it. Your birds for those 7 races were better set up than mine. We're feeling better. We're acting better. We're better. I could not beat you. And what we're saying is wind does play an effect. And please, you have to watch 12 mile an hour, my friend.
12
You
mile
go
an
out
hour.
in 12, that's what, 24 kilometer headwinds?
No.
Or 24 kilometer winds?
12
Alexa,
I'm trying to figure that out.
how fast is 12 miles an hour in kilometers?
20.
Tell you something. I'm not interested in playing when the race ain't. I'm saying in Belgium, when the wind's off like that for a national, you won't play them. You won't blow your birds that far over. They won't.
You won't even go.
You won't go. No, there's no need to go.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
We're not donating.
You won't take good birds.
And if you tell those Belgians, I live in Berlaar, the wind is for the Van Hees, Plateaus, Geno Clicks. The wind's that way. They're all going to look at you and go, why are you blowing your birds away this weekend? Why are you blowing them away? For what?
That's right.
You're going to be 45 minutes off the pace.
Yeah.
And you will be. Now, again, when you're flying against...
But think about it. If you're flying in a distance, the wind is against you. But in a distance, you can catch up.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on. Let's say
if you're flying against 500 miles. If you're flying 300 miles.
Yeah.
With 12 mile an hour winds against you. And you're flying against 5,000 pigeons. If you just want to see how your birds are going to come, put them in. If you're going to go bet your house, don't. If you want to fly because you love to fly and you like that toughness, that's great. If you're flying against 150 pigeons, okay, go and fly it. But against 5,000 pigeons, you don't stand a chance because there's too many pigeons that are going to whoop you. Hold on. Let's. We got more. We got a lot of. You guys are doing good tonight. JD. Well, hold on. Eddie Ortiz says, I agree. It does. It has that issue. JD says, I walk in Friday night to ship pigeons. The guys we're going to get you this week. Wind. I was. Wait. I got to read this again. JD, I know. Don't worry. I'm going to give you a tip now, JD. Here we go. Dates are good. I like them too.
I'm gonna date. Do you
Okay.
mind it?
I walked in Friday night to ship pigeons. So he goes to the club and ships the pigeons. The guy said, we're going to get you this week. Wind for us was, I was 40 miles due west. Everyone, 10 miles, okay, pushing. You beat them by 10 minutes. 300-mile race. Okay.
He did.
Yeah, JD,
What I'm saying.
JD. I'm going to ask you this question. You put your birds on to race them. They told you they're going to beat you. I'm going to guarantee you, you outworked them. Now, by a long shot. Now, JD, if there was the same guy as you, the other side,
You've been done.
you'd have been done. And again, that comes down to then how many guys you're flying against. JD, I know you put the work in. I see what you do, and I agree. And I feel so bad. I feel bad. There are clubs and combines and guys. I that guys that don't get to fly against 1,000 pigeons, 2,000 pigeons, 3,000 pigeons. Man, you get there's a guy Lambert. I don't know. He's posting photos, sex photos, like fucking leg up, pigeon, bang, right? Lambert. I like that. It looks good. I look at the result. I flew against 5 lofts, 125 birds. I just to myself. I know. Your problem is you got to get more balls and move to Florida, move to New Jersey, move to Belgium. You know what you got to do? Put them on the table. Now let's see you do the sex pose. You ain't flying against nobody, but you're feeling good that you're a winner because you want to know what? Everyone likes that stupid little ribbon. But who are you flying against? I'll tell you, in Florida, I go to Florida. The first guy I look at is Gallo Loft. Why? Son of a bitch can fly pigeons. Wait, that's it. There's other good ones? Yes, there are. But that guy can fly pigeons. That's what I'm interested in. Okay? I don't see him doing Lambert bullshit photos. And I'm using that. Sorry. I don't see it. Because you know what? He's flying against 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 pigeons. I'm sorry. I'm giving Gallo a push there. Good pigeon guy. Chris Salt from the UK says, are you going to do one loft race? F me full of bullshit. Yeah, we're going to do something. Any wind resistance. Come on, guys. Yeah, wind resistance. Guys, wind is always going to take something out of your pigeon into the wind, tailwind, wind,
Shoulder headwind.
wind is true. Is actually, I will say, what makes a one loft race great is wind doesn't play any factor in a one loft race. But when you're in clubs and combines, the wind is the biggest factor. The wind, well, it's not the biggest. If you're a super well-trained machine, you're gonna help yourself out against that wind. But if you're a guy that's just deedly da, daddly do, it blows you out of the water.
Listen, I was in Belgium as a spectator and in Berlar and Sorel Lambrix, because I was living in your house there, where there's 4 houses in a row, side by each. And Sorel said he couldn't speak English very well, but he's come on and watch the race, and flying against 30,000 pigeons, I said the wind was totally out of the west, totally against, and he said, not going to be good. I could see by his expression, not going to be good. The wind, he motioned. The wind was like the wind, and this Sorrel, uh, real professional pigeon flyer in Belgium, probably I'd say for 50 years, and I couldn't believe it. He said it was from 65 miles. I don't know how many kilometers, 120 kilometers, 110 kilometers. He said the birds will be here at roughly 1 minute after 10. I said, to him, no way. They're going to be here maybe 20 minutes after, 25 minutes. Sure enough, 2 minutes after 10. Boom. And he won against his group.
He won in his club, but got killed in the Union. Okay, hold on.
Whatever it
Now,
was. But
now Nelson Pigeonloft says Frank is in Florida now. Let's see his results. Good competition. I like to see Frank's results. Guys, wherever he lives, send him bags of barley. Barley. Send him the barley. No problem. And I like to see him with this nonchalant attitude. If he don't pick up his socks, well, he's a competitive guy. He'll get his ass chewed out the first year, and then he'll say, uh-oh. If anyone wants to get a house right beside him and pay me, I'd love to just sit there and fly beside him. I'll beat him and I'll feed his system of barley and whoop him. Thunderstruck, do you have any opinion on two or more on a drop? Do you think they are all good or good leaders?
two or more. Oh,
Hold on.
I think that's you.
First things first. When you're getting birds on a drop, the harder you work your pigeons, the more you'll get on a drop. The more you break the birds down into smaller groups, the more you get on a drop. Remember, from 100 to 200 miles, you'll see your bigger drops. And in your longer distance races, you're going to see maybe 2 or 3 birds come on a drop. Here's the thing. Are they all good on a drop? No. But super good condition pigeons, they'll get in the lead group and I think, and I truly believe this, pigeons that get out to the front, they know each other. Hold on. Do you know, like, I'm on the highway every day. I leave at 6:30 in the morning. Get on the highway. I look over to my left. There's that red Honda Civic with the pretty blonde. Every day we wave. We say hi. Every day we get on at the same time every day. You start to know the pigeons when you train them and work them together and break them down, break them up. The pigeons start to know each other and they get out into that groove. And yes, when there's 10 on a drop, always remember something. There's still one that's leading that group. There's still one.
Every time you get 10 on a drop, 5 on a drop, which one is the first through that trap? Just check it out.
Check it out. And sometimes, hey, it might not be the first one through, but I'll tell you something. The pigeon, your champion bird of that season, or consistent pigeon right always there, he's the one leading the group. He's always the one. And I'll tell you, when you really want to know, here's a trick of the week. When you really want to know your young birds are training good, have them full of feed and take them training. When they're full of feed like this, their second or third toss of the day.
Chuck full.
Chuck. I mean, hey, you can feel their stomachs and feel the corn, the wheat. You take them for their third toss of the day. 25 miles, let's use that. 15, 25, 30, 40 miles. Take them. And they beat you home. Pull in, it's fairly straight.
And they're in the loft.
They're in the loft. Hey, guess what? Guess what they're telling you?
The brain?
Starting to work now. Remember, no, not starved. Full. Packed. Hey, like this. For you Americans.
Like bags of potatoes.
Wait. Like Thanksgiving dinner, how you feel when you're watching the football game at night.
Yeah.
That's how you want them to be.
Mentally fixed.
Yes, mentally, bang, they do it. Are they feeling the best physically to work with that feed in them? No, that's not the point. I'm checking out how the brain's working. I need you to do it starving, half cropped, full cropped, first morning light, midday, 100 degrees. I need you to do it into the dark. All these things. Check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. When you check mark all those things in training, you now give yourself an opportunity to beat your competitors. Because why? Because you said, I'm going to unturn every fucking stone I have to turn to get a result. Because that's how winning is done. Kobe Bryant, if he broke his right hand, he could shoot with his left. Why? If I'm as good with my right, I have to be as good with my left. That's how winning is done. It's the one who's willing to unturn all the different stones. Hold on, we got comments. I'm not muted. You got it muted. The sex pose, ha ha ha. I'm not doing the sex pose ever. Carlos Textera, good evening. Hey Carlos, how's it going? I didn't see you this year. You didn't bring your birds. No sound. No sound. We have to have sound. Disconnect, reconnect. I just point the show that what have I missed? Oh no, nothing, UK. Hey, could you guys let me know if our sound's still working? It's still moving here perfect on YouTube. Uh, People are saying it works. You tell me. Anyways, what were we saying? We're talking about how pigeons know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how pigeons learn to know each other? By doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that work.
They're a team.
Yeah, they're a team. And you know,
I've taken pigeons out with out with 200 pigeons. My pigeons, I seen it. They break out. Boom, gone.
you know, I see guys saying, I train my pigeons 7, 8 times. I'm training with other guys, right? Listen, when your pigeons, this is a beautiful little stupid tip. When you've trained them 50 times on their own, from their own group, big group, their own group in half, their own group in fives, their own group in threes, their own group in twos, their own group in one, and you go up and down, and you go from 10 miles to 100 miles. You train them 50, 60 times. Like this. Then what you do is you take them to the first race. You don't F around with guys in your local area because all you do is make their birds better, your birds worse. Your birds are their own army. Think about this, man. They're their own army. Do you see the Yankees baseball team practicing with the Boston Red Sox? No, but you do see the Boston Red Sox playing against the New York Yankees in a game, but you don't see them practice together. Do you see the Maple Leafs and the Chicago Blackhawks practice together? Do you see that shit? No. So why in the world would you allow your pigeons? Because you never know what your concurrents are, the people you're playing against. You don't know if they've outworked you. If they've outworked you, they're going to take your birds and drag them. So we don't do this. We work on our own.
I won't take my birds when I've worked my birds properly.
Yes.
And put them with, somebody else. These slouch pigeons.
Do
Can
I ask you? Do you want to go? Do you want to drive up? Do you want to drive 60 miles north with 5 other pigeon guys?
Yeah.
Have breakfast, train your birds together, and have a fucking bad training toss? Not interested.
Well, you sit there. I know the work I do. Oh, I trained 5 times. Oh, I didn't train yet. Oh, but we're going up for a breakfast. Let's get together. Let's do a group hug. Let's hug together and all this shit. I'm not putting my birds in with a bunch of lazy shit.
What I don't want to do,
Lazy shit.
What I don't want to do, I don't want to take the confidence off my birds. I want that army to keep fighting good, fighting good.
No negativeness.
That's
But
right.
maybe Joe Schmo, he thinks he's gonna gain by putting birds with you because he feels, oh, wait a minute. There's me, Jerry, John, Susan, Bessie, and them, and wait, there's me. Let's put our birds together, and
hold on.
my bird's gonna learn from his birds. It don't work like that. I don't.
Wait. Milton. They gotta learn. Milton says yes, but they gotta learn how to break. My birds, I'm not worried about the people. My birds are going to learn it, as I told you. They're going to learn it in the middle of the day as a group. They're going to get broken down, broken up, broken down, broken up, different levels of groups of going out. They're going to learn to do it first thing in the morning. They're going to learn to do it late in the evening. They're going to learn to do it packed full of feed. They're going to learn to do it sometimes. Hey, the wife's not here 4 times today. Wang, wang, wang. They're going to do it different ways. But I do not worry about them breaking because what I'm doing is, Milton, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. You're worrying about your birds breaking out. Your birds won't break out of mine. My birds will take your birds that are good, strong, lacking the training. My birds bring your birds to my loft. Does not matter. Now, the truth is, the more you work them and educate them respectfully,
they get stronger.
They make the strong mental decisions correctly. And breaking then is very simple. Who creates it? The leading pigeons create the line. The leading pigeons create the break. The leading pigeons do everything. If your bird has to break,
he's fucked.
He's fucked. This is it. Now, sounds good. Crystal clear.
If your pigeon is out in front and is strong, he comes out of that trailer and he's being strong. He creates that line. He doesn't break.
You know what?
He's right there.
Do you know what Dean Pallett said?
Yeah.
And it was so simple, it's stupid. Dean Pallett, I got to interview him this year. He said the pigeon that goes to the lead and holds the start speed the longest, he creates where everyone goes. He is what we call, the Canadian geese, they fly in a V. Go look. Why do you think the dumbest goose is leading the V? The tired ones, they're in the back. Yeah. They're following the leader. Anyways.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, this is great conversation. And if you're wondering, how do I get the birds to this level? It takes your work ethic and respect.
It takes 30 to, at this point, 60 tosses. And if you can get up to 80 tosses,
hey,
and your birds and respectable tossing.
And by the way, a 2-mile toss, very good. A 10-mile toss, very good. A 25-mile toss, very good. 60-mile toss, hey, you don't want to do too many. You don't need to. 100-mile toss, a couple. That's it. Those short tosses from 10 miles to 25 miles, they're the most mentally educational. But hey, I'm not saying you don't want to let them out in groups of 3 or groups of 5 at 100 miles, you do. But you don't have to do 10 100-mile tosses. 3 or 4 are nice. 60-mile tosses, 60-mile tosses, I like 10.
The way I look at it too is you should have the group that you're working with all in that same age group. And that now, if you have a couple, your first round should be all the same age. They're all in that same age group. Your second round is a different age group, and that's how your tossing should be.
Now, I agree.
Yeah.
If you're one of these guys that breeds the first round, the second round, or the third round, you will, and you wait to train, and you wait. You have them out loft flying every day, good, but you wait to train. Your third round pigeon, they'll be the best one. You'll have a good second rounder, and you'll have one decent first rounder. Most of the first rounders won't keep up because you were too lazy. You were too late. And guys, what people don't realize is I watch these people.
With you.
Wait, no. I'm going to be honest. Pigeons have. Serge Van Alsacker said.
Yeah.
I gotta say this.
But your first round,
Hold
I
on.
loft fly. My second round, I loft fly separate.
Right.
And my third round, I don't even care about them. Okay. So
What?
I'm just saying, you have to. There's two different groups.
The brains.
Of rounds.
Well, your brains are about 6 weeks different in each round.
6 weeks.
Hold on.
But when
That's
you
a big difference.
When you get to the races, that's gonna amalgamate.
What I'm saying is 99% of guys, and even Lars says it, they'll take the first round and wait too long.
Well, no, that's right.
And whose fault's that?
That's the loft manager.
Oh.
I take the first round and work with them.
Wait.
Work with them.
Here's a
Then
question.
the second round comes in.
Here's a question. That first round that you have,
Right?
when they're ready to road train,
Yeah.
and Serge Van Alsacker said it, you don't let them out and see them. They're gone for 30, 40 minutes.
That's right.
Then they're ready to train.
Yeah.
You can train them from 10 miles to 25 miles. Blom, 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 blom. Keep them offline. You've educated them.
Yeah.
The next round, whoop, you do the same.
That's right.
The next round, whoop, you do the same. And when they're all done the same, then you know what you do? Then you bring the pie together. You put the ingredients
100%.
together. But most people, because that's work. You want to know what they do? They say, F it. They put this one, and this one together, and they lose a lot of pigeons.
I know Serge, great flyer.
Oh.
But I'm not telling him what to do. I wouldn't fly with the third round, but he does, maybe.
No. What? Let me ask you something here. We always joke. Here we do. How many times have we had our best young birds? They were hatched the first week of May.
I know what you're saying, but you're talking about Serge. His first round hatches.
Serge, no.
Hatches the end of December.
That's
but his first round.
I'm not saying Serge has these mistakes, but what Serge was saying to me is the same as Lars. He said because guys take that first round, hold them for the second round. That 6 weeks of holding.
Oh no, I wouldn't hold them.
No. But Lars said to me, guys are losing a lot of their birds
because they hold them.
Right. But if you think about it, take a baby that just hatches. Take a baby that just hatches and put it beside a 6-week-old baby.
Yeah, I understand.
What eats and what dies?
But in Belgium, you can't. They're hatched.
There's the same dummies in Belgium. Not the superstars. No, there's dummies.
The people that hold them
are dummies.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold in Belgium those birds back to fly with the second round. In Canada, we can't take birds hatched in December, the end of December.
Listen, the dummies in Canada, they watch the videos of the guys breeding in November.
Okay,
they get this hard for good, smart looking pigeons. They get a bunch of dummies. I got comments to read.
I heard I heard people
Hold
tell
on.
me here in this country. They said, "Hey, Ricky, the 15th of February, or no, January. Oh, I already got 60 young ones banded. Hey, Rick, I'm gonna be pretty hard to beat." Really? Then what? And this country here, like, you can't let them out till April the 15th.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I went training. I'm training 12 pigeons, 12, 13 pigeons, 12, 13 pigeons. Go training, go training, go training, go training, play, play, play. I know the pigeons, open the basket, they go out. Break them out in groups of 2. I know they go out. Groups of 3. I know they go out.
Groups of 1.
Groups of 1. I know they go out. Hold on. One day,
Not groups. 1.
1. 13 groups of 1, per se. All of a sudden, I take the birds. Oh, it's 7:30 at night. It's gonna be night falls at 8. 25 miles. Oh, they'll come. They'll come. No problem. Open the basket. Open the basket. They all look. They all go out. There's one bird in the basket. Close the basket. Look. This bird's never been on a toss.
He knew.
Wait. The army.
Was that a checker?
Yeah. The army. Wait. The army. Like lightning. I didn't scare the bird out.
You brought
When you open the basket and your army's running, and you get one pigeon that says, "Ho, ho, ho, hold on, I'm not going." It doesn't matter if he's been on 14 tosses, 15 tosses, 150 tosses. Close the basket, take him home.
Checker. I know the one.
Checker. Some top flyers say many short tosses. Hey guys, many short tosses, not long tosses. I think under 20 miles, 25 miles is a beautiful spot. And if you guys can have a 5 mile, a 10 mile, and a 25 mile spot, you can play with. You can play with it if it's raining. You can play with it if it's dark. You can play with it in different winds. Okay? You can play with it just for a confidence booster. The day after a race, they look fagged out. Hey, take them to their 5 mile spot. All you're doing is giving yourself options. I think a 10 mile spot, a 25 mile spot, I think a 50, 60 mile spot, and your 100 mile spot. I think that's what you need. You need about 5 spots that you play at, that you can play at. That's just my opinion. Will you be doing any auctions for Willie Daniels? Well, I'm going to have to contact Willie and see what we're going to do. Yeah, all right. Birds have to be in the basket at 3.5 months old. And guys, I think what JD's saying here, this is something great. This is at a pigeon club. This is something a pigeon club guy would say. And I agree. I can read between the lines. He's saying a pigeon has to be starting to train at 3.5 months old. That is about what, 16 weeks? 16 weeks.
Well, if they're darkened.
Hold on. Okay. That's 16 weeks old, correct? Correct. Now, hold on. If a guy lets his birds out for the first time at 3 months old, at 16 weeks, he can't train them. He's already behind. He's going to be at maybe not 3.5. He's going to be at 4.5 to 5 months before he can train them.
Now my young birds here, they're not darkened. They're loft flying very well.
But that were wait. Can I ask you a question?
Strength.
Do you see though how what JD said? He is right, but you have to have all the other elements.
That's what
perfect.
That's what
to get them there.
I was going to say. So my young birds this year, they're not darkened. So excuse me, I got them out flying. Soon I see they've dropped their first flight, right? Undarkened. I know them. They've been loft flying. They dropped that first flight. They're ready to train.
Oh, hold on.
Once I start training them, I don't stop.
Hold on.
Keep going.
Hold on.
Going to be on a training system.
If you take the babies out of the nest at 25 days old,
The youngsters, yeah.
yeah, youngsters, yeah, 20 between 18 days and 25 days old.
Yeah.
You every day you let them out on that board.
Mm-hmm.
By the time they drop their first flight number 1.
Yeah, they'll be loft flying.
And you let them out every day.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, on that first flight,
yeah,
you can start training.
Well, that's what I do.
Right.
That's what
Now,
I'm saying.
now,
I see.
but hold on.
I check them.
What?
And the other thing I do
Think about
is
this.
first of all,
Hold on.
First of all, I look at them. I see how they look. I put them in the hands. They've been loft flying. I feel the muscle. I feel the muscle. I feel it. Texture. And then
I've seen
I open the wing. When I see he's on his first flight, the first flight's up about halfway.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Now, mind you, remember, when you let them out, you don't see them sometimes for 35, 40 minutes, 25 minutes. And when you see them, they don't even look like your birds. They're racing along the skyline.
Well,
they're looking good.
I see when they go over,
and
the wings are tucked.
And guys, I'm going to use this exactly what JD said. At 3.5 months old, they're ready to train. Me and JD, I know what he means by this. But to a guy that's had pigeons, his first year, he had pigeons all different ages. Okay, whatever. He's listening to guys at the club. Okay. Oh, wait. And the thing he hears is, you got to breed him in November. Okay. Breed him in. He brought him in November. He brought him early. He's left them in. He left them in January, February, March.
3 months old.
He let them out the second week in March. They're 18 weeks old. They're only going up to the house roof. I trained them. I lost them, but JD said at 3.5 they should be good. No, and this is how guys make mistakes.
You got to remember, JD's mind
is ahead. That's right.
And you guys say, "Oh, JD said 3.5 months."
That's right.
That's what I said. No, I didn't say it. I said soon my youngsters are flying.
Hey,
I feel the muscle in their body. I feel it. I open the wing. You're on your first flight. You're ready to train. And some guys could, some people could take this, say, "Oh, JD said 3.5 months old or 3.5 months old." Oh,
Ricky said first flight.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question. We're good friends with Dean Powell.
Yeah.
He said you're going to take 1.5 ounces.
Not darkening.
Hold on. You're going to take 1.5 ounces of feed when you start training, and you're going to break the 1.5 ounces into 5. Measure it per pigeon, and you came out with. I'm talking.
Measured
nothing.
Like quarter.
It was nothing for the group.
A teaspoon.
Okay. No. It was like feeding 20 pigeons was feeding 20 pigeons that much. And they needed to eat
a teaspoon.
They needed to eat 5 of these a day. And he said to me, feed them that 5 times a day. Every time you train them, they come home to that amount. We had pigeons that would out trap. You didn't even see them trap. You seen them leave along the field, not even a foot off the ground, straight home. But they wouldn't loft fly no more. And we were talking, and in my talking with him, I focused on that so much that we left them on it. Left them on it too long.
No more steam.
They had no more steam. They beat everybody at 15, 20 miles. But the other birds passed them. This was for maybe 2 weeks. And then bring the body back up. You've already brainwashed them. Great analogy. But how do we learn this? We learn this from listening, talking, and making the crucial mistake. And you know what? It was the best mistake we ever made.
Did not Dean Pellet say in England there's children, they race
1 mile races.
1 mile races. The child's people's children, and they had like little 1 mile races. Like, okay, Johnny would take his bird a mile, Billy would take a mile, whoop, let him go 1 mile. Basically, come out of the truck, right home.
Now, David Tracy says, guys, this is a really good show tonight. I don't know. We got on a good roll here. David Tracy says, when you're loft flying for an hour or more with road training, why road train them further than 20 to 25 miles? They don't need any more. I think that's good. There's something I always like. They can show you at 10 miles, 50 miles, 25 miles. They're real good. And they're loft flying good. I like to see how they act at 50 miles. I want them to be pretty damn close to what my time should be. And I really like 100-mile training to see how they are acting, not only in a big group, in a very small group, groups of threes or fives from 100 miles, groups of threes or fives from 50 miles. I like to see this. I like to see how the birds react.
I like to stretch them out a bit. If you're at 25 miles, I like to train them in headwind, right? I like to take them out further, stretch them out.
Yeah.
Get that muscle, a little more muscle.
And you know, I will say, I thought it was something great Rick Martis said. You don't know your pigeons until they've been on the wing 2 hours from a spot where they're supposed to be 2 hours. 100 miles with a slight tailwind or slight headwind is 2 hours, 2 hours and 20, 2 hours and 30 minutes. There's that time in that click. And those birds do that.
Yeah.
You start to know what you have.
We're not talking 2 hours in
25-mile toss.
25-mile toss.
No.
No, that's not.
They're learning. They're still learning.
Or you're saying, oh, I let them out for loft fly today. They were 2 hours coming back. I think that's that's not showing you much, not showing you the work that they should do, right? So you keep taking them 20 miles, and they're coming. They come in an hour and a half. That's, to me, that's garbage. Garbage. They had a headwind, 20 miles. They should be there. Let's say good headwind should be there at the maximum 40 minutes. Would you say why?
For what?
Taking a bird 20 miles in a headwind, a good headwind, maximum.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I think when they're real good, you should be able to take them in small groups in a headwind and be within 5 minutes apart liberation, and they come home like that, the same way. Short tosses, very beneficial. And hey, if your birds don't have it by the 15th toss, be patient. They're still screwing up. Be patient, be patient, be patient. Maybe it's 25 tosses they're going to take. Remember, every toss when you let them out from 40 miles and they take 2 hours to come home, or 25 miles to take 2 hours to come home, they're learning. They're playing. They're playing, they're playing, and they're learning, and they're playing, and they're learning. All of a sudden, that's going to get real old real quick. Just like how many of you guys are on the show. On Friday night, do you really want to go out with your wife to the movies? You want to come home from work? You want to have a cold beer, have some dinner, put TV on, sit there. That's what you want to do. But when you were 15 years old, what'd you want to do? Go out all night. JD says, if you are pairing up in November, as I do, when you wean them, you better have them on the board so they fly, or don't need to breed early. Yes, but JD, the guy that's new in the club, after 1 or 2 seasons, he hears you talk, but he doesn't hear that point. That little key thing, reading between the lines. If you don't have them out, don't breed them, because you and I both know, JD, it's a waste of time. How many guys, and I've done it and you've done it, you breed them, they come out January 1st, it's snowing, it's blowing, hawks are all over. You say, F it. Ask Tony Elvis. Shitty. Shitty.
Shit down your throat.
Shitty would.
Formerly known as
If
Tony
Bob
Elvis.
Bodden was alive today, how many times were you at his house? And it would be about the second old bird race, middle of May. Strong winds. Tony Elvis would let out 100 young birds. The young birds were already cooing and driving in the loft. He'd go from 100 down to 25. Hey, in about 3 days. Gonzo. Hey, sorry, Shitty. Me and Bob, we lived it with you.
Shit down your throat. Formerly known as Tony Elvis.
We call him Shitty now.
Yeah.
Shitty.
Well, that's his name, Shitty.
Shitty.
He's not coming on the show anymore because...
He's watching, though. He's watching.
He's watching.
Hey, Eddie Ortiz says, why is that in almost every toss they come home in different groups? Is it a hawk? Is it the Hawks? I don't know what you're saying. Why is... Okay, wait. Eddie says, why is it that almost every toss they come home in different groups?
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. I don't know. I'm not... I think in training you're going to have the odd hawk attack. You're not going to get it as much as you think. And I think if you're training a group of 50 pigeons, I think it's less. I'm not saying you're not going to get it. I just don't think it's there. I think when you train maybe 200 or 300 pigeons, maybe it's a little different.
So I'm trying to think.
Hold on.
Why he trains, he gets birds in separate groups.
What do you think that is?
I'm trying to think.
I really do. I really do.
I got a feeling there's, I don't know if there's birds that are younger, like first rounders, second rounders. I'm trying to think, Mark. Maybe you got a sickness problem. I don't know.
I think a lot of guys think 20. I think when they think their birds are at 20 tosses, 15 tosses, they're well trained. At that point, in my opinion,
No, there's a start.
You're not. Actually, they're worse than when they first started. Hold on. JD says, the Hawks is an excuse. I hear a lot of guys, the Hawks are going to pick off what they need to pick off. That's why you raise multiple rounds. Okay, to replenish the army. JD, I agree with you. You raise the rounds. But I have, if there's one thing I will say, and if there's one thing that I've learned, and I never thought of this until I was in Belgium. Round 1 is round 1. Round 2 is round 2. Round 3 is round 3. And round 4 is round 4.
No, they don't even do
No,
3,
but
4.
if you're playing with these rounds, they play them separately until a time. And I think a lot of guys are mixing matching rounds. And I think what it does is it screws the older rounds up.
I don't know if people realize, but your first round is when it reaches that age of going on the board, you don't even have your second round out, or they're coming out. The mentality of those birds is like grade 8 kids against
grade 4s.
Grade 4s. So, and you don't realize it. It's like bunny rabbits born, and they're 6 weeks old after birth. Those, I'm just using those bunny rabbits that are 6 weeks old, they're already running around the yard. They're almost like, holy shit, we could almost kill them and eat them. But those newborns haven't even they don't have hair on them. They're
That's exactly
Yeah.
what we said. Take
Yeah.
a 6-week-old.
You
Take,
can't.
hey, hold on. Simple. If you want to see the comparison,
Mhm.
forget the bunny rabbits.
No, I'm just
Have
trying
a
to give a comparison.
6-week-old young pigeon
Yeah,
and put it beside a 1-day-old pigeon and feed them.
exactly.
Hold on. There's your difference. Now, David Tracy says, how many road tosses do the pros in Belgium or Netherlands usually do? And David, I'm going to say this honestly, in my gut feeling. I sometimes don't think they're 100% honest on the work that they do put in, the real pros. I know something. When I go to play there, I will not play as the style that they tell me. The 5 tosses, 7 tosses, 9 tosses. Because I'm going to tell you something.
You've analyzed the races, right?
Chop an onion 5 times. Tell me how well you chop it, how finely you can dice it. Make sure the knife's sharp, real sharp. I want you to chop the onion 20 times. Chop it. I want you to chop the onion 50 times. Chop it. I want you to chop the onion 100 times. When you can chop 100 days in a row an onion, from day 1 to day 100, you will see one big difference in chopping an onion. And I will tell you, I don't believe all of it. I believe a little bit of it. I believe some of it. And the difference in Belgium that they have, and you've seen it firsthand, that all of you do. The only people that may have the same experience as the people in Spring Hill, Florida, when they loft fly their young birds after a week of letting them out, they're already training with other guys' birds. That's a big difference. So I don't think they train as hard as I would.
Excuse me.
But
I don't think
they're training.
people understand what you're saying. Training.
They never
When
seen
they
it.
loft fly, and you see 100 birds coming from the east, another 50 coming that way, another 100 coming this way. Whoop! They get together. That's training.
Right. And
Yeah.
you've seen Sorel Lambrooks loft fly his pigeons in groups of 3s.
Oh, I see.
Let out 3 for a loft fly.
I seen it at one point, not in the beginning, but once they got going, he would loft fly them in groups of 3s. Let 3 birds out.
They're gone for 15 minutes.
They
Maybe
come
in
in,
with other birds. Boom.
another 3 come out.
But you don't get that here. You don't get that here.
No, and where I was at your house there, I could actually see this.
But
And Marcel, he lives 1,000 feet, 100 feet away. He couldn't see it because he was there.
well, he's seen other guys' birds playing. You have to think from where we live in Belgium.
Mhm.
In 5 miles, there's 1,400 pigeon flyers.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. 1,450.
Okay.
Right.
But at 5:30 at night in March, around 5:30 at night, there was always one guy blowing a whistle. I don't know where his loft was.
Yeah.
I could hear the whistle for pigeons.
Yeah.
But that's how close this was. We have some more.
Serious. And if you go on the tour, you want to come on the tour, if you're a pigeon man, you'll see it. You'll see it.
Okay, Thunderstruck Loft or Thundercat Loft says, do you guys have different birds come home on blowhomes than headwinds? Do you value headwinds more? Of course I value headwinds more. I think you're gonna have a headwind pigeon will do it in a tailwind, but you won't have tailwind pigeons that'll do it in a headwind. There's always certain pigeons. I've seen sometimes 19 pigeons on a drop. A couple pigeons are always consistent all the way through. There's birds that are there. They just got in the groove. They stay with the other pigeons. I always say if you can condition pigeons, you condition them to win in a headwind. In the quality of your pigeons, you'll see it in a headwind. The quality of your pigeons, you will always see in headwind. It's quality of how you're building them up and quality of their quality. If you fly all tailwind races it's hard to judge the quality because they're always going downhill. Go uphill. Think about it, eh? There's the hill. Down the hill. Look. 5-mile-an-hour tailwind. Down the hill. 10-mile-an-hour headwind. Down the hill. When the Hoosier is flying with 25-mile-an-hour tailwind. Down the hill. Quality is 0. Look. No wind. 5 miles an hour. 10 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour. 30 miles an hour. It's up. That's when you see the quality. But it's a quality not only of your conditioning of them and of their bloodlines. Eddie Ortiz says, Tracy, in Europe, they use kilometers, have short races. Yeah. Reminder, guys, 500 kilometers is 300 miles. Okay? So your national races, all the big nationals are over 500 kilometers. Rob Vander Ven, I often lose young birds when they get tangled up with other mobs. Well, sure, because that's called a type of a training. I don't recommend you train with other people, but when you're loft flying and your pigeons are feeling good and they mix up with other birds, that's training toss number 1.
They're teenagers, right?
That's right. They're going, you know what? How many people know? We all went out tonight. I went out with 10 guys. And
You're a teenager.
well, 15 years old. Mike got so drunk, he took his dad's car, smashed it into the hydro post. Thank God we didn't get in that car. Mike's done, isn't he? Hey, that's the same pigeon you lose. So there's, I don't look at it, I don't,
No.
Eldor,
Elder, come here.
I don't look at it as you're losing. They're educating. Now, if you let out 50 pigeons and you lose them all down to 25, that hurts you. That hurts. But you're still not losing. You have to swallow, say it's okay, keep playing the game. I always say, if you want to see real good pigeon men, they're able to fly with 100 pigeons, they're able to fly with 5 pigeons. And they will play. They won't use it as a crutch or an excuse. They keep playing. No excuses. Don't listen to people that make excuses. You know what losers do? They make an excuse. William says, do you think it's true when people say that pigeons only stay in condition for a certain amount of time? I believe
If you keep them working,
I don't believe it.
the condition will stay. Don't rest.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them going. Keep that program. Keep them working.
Do you want
keep
to know?
them working. Soon you stop, you're done.
Do you know what? 100%. That army, work. Work. And remember, work doesn't mean take them 100 miles every day, 10 miles, 20 miles, back to 10 miles, back to 2 miles, up to 60 miles. Here's another thing guys don't realize with young birds. First race. I trained them on Sunday. The first race is this coming weekend. Train them Sunday, train them Monday, train them Tuesday, train them Wednesday, train them hard, real hard on Thursday. Friday morning, put them in the basket. But why? Friday's supposed to be a day off. I keep the clock ticking in the same direction. Put them in the basket Friday morning. What do they think? We're still training, but now they're in a basket. What are they doing? They're resting. There's no more food. Hey, I give them a drink. They have a drink. Their mind, their clock, click, 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 click. Still training. Still training.
Put them in a basket that's on the truck. Get them used to that basket. So, you know,
or you're
they know. Hey, we're in the same basket, same area.
But
Soon it-
what you do is you don't train them on Friday, but you put them in the situation where they think what?
They know
We're going to work.
we're going to go to work.
We don't leave them in the loft to dance around, play around, whatever. Here's another thing. I want to go back to this question. David Tracy said, how many tosses do the pros do? I don't always believe all the pros. Derek Walsh, I got to love him. Trained my young bird 60 times. Derek Walsh is a professional pigeon flyer. Sold over $1 million in pigeons. He trained his young birds 60 damn times. And if you know what? He told me that man, he said to me, do you know how to fly widowhood? And I told him it. Like I was a smart guy.
Yeah.
And he said to me, you're telling me what you see on the video. How do you teach the pigeon to fly widowhood? You have to teach them. If you train them 60 times as young birds, you're going to have to put at least 25, 30 times into them to understand how widowhood's flown. You can't tell them the video. You have to teach them the video. And you want to know what? What a great way to put it. And I'll tell you, that's one hell of a smart pigeon, man.
Good boy, Al.
Rob says, how do we assist trained birds between a point A and B? Can it be done? How do we assist? Let's ask this question again. Let me read it to you. So Rob says, how do we assist trained birds between point A and B? Can it be done?
So what's point A? What is that?
Listen,
Train.
when your pigeons are out, okay, when you let your pigeons out as youngsters,
Yeah.
from the first time you let them out to the time they're rambling for an hour,
Right.
okay, that's on them.
Point A.
That's point A.
Yeah.
Now, if they hook up with other people's birds, they have to learn on their own. That's not your fault, and that's not their fault. They have to learn it.
Yeah.
When you start training, reminder,
Mhm.
you put them in the basket. They've rambled properly. When you put them in that basket, it's not, I hate to say this, it's not your fault. They have to do it.
First of all, I like to leave the basket in the loft.
We're not talking about tips.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
saying, how do you assist them? Can I tell you something? The more that you train them, the more you're assisting them. The more you're giving them confidence. The more. You know what? Hey, get a load of this one. Take this idea. The Belgians have it right. I let my young birds out from the time they could go on the board. I let them out at 6 in the morning. I brought them in at 9 in the morning. I let them out at 1 in the afternoon. I brought them in at 3 and I darkened them. One time out, one time in. One time out, one time in. Now you do that for 4 weeks. You've actually given them double the time. So you enhance the brain.
And then you have to know how to feed. Like you say. I'm looking at this cup. Maybe it's a little bit less. We'll feed 20 birds at one feeding, 20 birds, same 20 at the next. Right? You have to learn how to feed.
And
Don't dump the feed.
you have to learn to be able to also look at pigeons and say, like they're little kids, F you. You're not acting the way I like. I'm done with your shit. Guess what? Come in, do whatever you want. I'm done with you. Tomorrow's a new day. They all go, well, I'm screaming hungry. Now I'm hungry. Sorry. When I call, you listen. We work together as a team. But a lot of people, they hopper feed, They have food all over the floor. They're doing whatever bullshit is. Oh, and the best is, I love it. I'm gonna go buy Buyer's Feed. I know what ding dong. Buying Buyer's Feed. Because that guy's feeding it, I'm gonna go buy it. Such a joke. Not that it's Buyer's Feed. You can have the best feed, the best vitamins, the nicest loft, the nicest Mercedes Benz to train them in. You can have a beautiful landscaped lawn. Your wife can be beautiful. You can have 3 kids. You can have a horse ranch. Yeah, all that crap. But if you don't know what to do, it's all a waste. What do you guys say about guys who say peas are bad for pigeons? Pigeons don't race off of protein. Protein's building some muscle. It's carbs and fats. So, what do I think? All the best lofts that I've been to throughout the world, there's no peas in the race mix. there's no peas. Peas are for raising youngsters. Peas are for developing the feathers and that. Okay, great. Then there's a point where we need to give them fat and carbs. Fat and carbs. So if you want to feed peas, you can. And I'm sure that you probably can win on peas. But you're not going to win 500-mile races or 300-mile races on peas. You might win it at 100 to 150, 200 mile. Yeah, you might. But I don't think you're going to win it
I think
300 mile, 400, 500,
feeding
600
peas
miles.
the young birds growing is great, but if they overdo it, it's garbage.
Well, what you're doing
It's
is
gotta be
you're
that
putting
percent.
you're putting the shit in that don't work for them,
Yeah.
right? Putting the shit that don't work for them in. They need fat and they need carbs. But again, feeding pigeons that are packed full of feed and racing them, packed, and I just told you, hey, we train pigeons, they're full of feed today. That's not how I would race them. But training, I just want to see. I filled up. Hey, it's the same thing. My son's going out tonight. I put in the car a full bottle of whiskey. I put a full tank of fuel in. I took the Mercedes out, cleaned it up for him, and I put $500 in the thing. He said he's going out with his girlfriend. He said he'd be home by 12. He was home at 11:30. What does this say to me? Focus level. He's getting there. He didn't drink the. He had one sip of the whiskey. He didn't put any fuel in. He didn't need to. Boom, everything's good. He's focused. Now, when he's 15 years old, is he going to do that? Probably not. Anyways, Rob says A is home. The race, now we are at B, which is home. Can we do anything in between? 2 points. I think this is something I think. In the race points that you race, okay? The race points are always going to be like this. You need to find a middle line. Draw the line, train the pigeons on the line. So your pigeons are always on the line. Because I believe pigeons, like people, they pick out points, comfort points. I know where I am points. If you have 100 miles and you have 5 points in a line, they're good. And you've done it repetitively, they learn the points. So when they're tired and they get in that groove and they hit the points, what do? Boom, they go straight. They follow their
Cruise.
They're on to get on cruise
Yeah.
mode. But I can't again. I can't guarantee it. And I think somebody who trains 15 times, 20 times,
You can't.
they're not on the points.
You can't compare to someone that's worked 60 times.
That's right.
Right.
And I think by the end of your young bird season, you should be between 100 and 150 tosses. Tosses while you're racing.
You may start off at 15 tosses, 20 tosses, and you're going to be in your club, your combine. You may hit once or twice. You think, I got it made. I'm sorry, but I think you got lucky. That's a lucky, right?
And let me.
I think what you should do is, all of you, look at your height, take your clothes off, go and look in the mirror, see how you look. Okay, maybe you're going to go to a little walk or a little run. You're going to win, right? But take a look at the next guy when he takes his clothes off and looks in the mirror and he's working. You will not beat that sucker. The next few walks, the next few runs, you won't beat him. And that's the same as your birds. You won't. You've got to. Yeah.
William Fitzgerald says, "What do you think your best mix is?" Here in Canada, we can't get the mixes. We don't get the Belgian mixes like the Van Roby's mix, and those are good mixes. I think one of the best, is large cow's corn. Breaks down very quick, lots of carbs. I think a good safflower is very good. I think live hemp seed is fantastic. That's 3. I think peanut fat is great. What else do I really need? Safflower, peanuts. I think that's. Maybe what? I think those 3 or 4 mixes there. I want more fat and carbs. Now, if you look at a lot of the bags of feed, as Emil Denny says, they look very pretty. It's like going. Hey, if you want to know what a beautiful bag of feed looks like, take your girlfriend or wife to Tiffany's jewelry, and they'll put it all out there in front of you. And when you go and you see the beautiful bags of pigeon feed at the pigeon shows, Van Roby's, Versalaga, Buyers, they're beautiful feeds. I think some of the feeds you don't need. I think you can cut it down. And I will say, I'm giving a shout out to Mike Gannis. He liked to feed individual feeds. I feed him 25% live hemp seed. When you feed them individually, what do you know? They eat it. When you feed them 25% safflower, they all eat it. When you feed them 25% corn, they all eat it. But when you put that whole mix together and you feed it, hey, I know one thing. There's chocolate chip cookies or there's banana bread. I'm going to eat the chocolate chip cookies. But he likes the banana bread. And then the other guy, he likes strawberries. So you got me eating chocolate chip cookies. He's eating the banana bread. He's eating the strawberries. And then there's Glenn. He's eating all of it mixed. I do like the individual grains. But individual grains cause one thing. That causes time to feed your pigeons. Slowly feeding. Slowly feeding. And you know what most pigeon guys don't have? No time. Eddie Ortiz says, flying in the hot south in North Carolina is much harder for birds when I flew in New York. I have more losses here. Well, flying here in the north. Not Carolina. Hold on. Flying in the hot, flying in the hot south in North Carolina is much harder for birds than flying in New York. No, it's not harder. Fly them in the heat. When it's the hot times, I'm not talking loft flying. That's when you road train. Randall from South Africa says, hey, Ricky and Ryan. No peas? Nope. I'm not into peas. I won't feed peas. I'm not interested.
Now, would you say a peanut is the same as a pea?
No.
Almost.
No. It's maybe the same
more
roundness.
more fat.
It's only fat. Peanuts are only fat. Hemp seed is only fat. It's pretty much fat. Safflower is fat. You need to find fat and carbs. Once you've got them off the darkening, you don't need peas anymore. Hey, if you want to put 2% peas in the feed, okay, give them a bit. But can I ask you a question? How much different does a pigeon change after he's 4 months old in body weight and in body size? They don't change much. Yearling, okay, they get a little bit bigger, but that's the natural. They don't feed pigeons protein. Watch what happens straight. They blow up like cows. Anyways, what are we at here? Holy shit. An hour and 65 minutes.
Okay, so we should cut her down.
We're going to shut her down.
Cut the show.
Cut her down. Oh, just an update. After last week, Oscar is still flying young birds from the DeVries one loft race. He's still not done an inventory or an update. He is flying. So his own birds are the priority. Reminder, guys, give him a call. Bother him. He should be doing a better job for you. Eddie Ortiz says, my losses here are other are higher. I notice if you're out a bird for more than a day, it's gone. Okay, well, that's Eddie. You're going to have to relearn. Start training the birds at lunchtime. Loft fly them, basket them, and start training them in the middle of the day. Teach them to adapt to the heat. Come on, Eddie. Anyways, we're going to be on next week. I don't know if we're shipping birds out this week. I have to wait for the little number. And hey, good show though tonight. That was a good show. We had lots of comments. And hey, the best way to fly is to keep playing it, trying it, and watch the people you listen to. The people will screw you up. But if you want to know how hard to work, watch the documentary on Rocky Marciano. Fantastic. Anyways, guys, that's Ricky. I'm Ryan. Monday Night Family Show will be on next week again, right around 8:30. This week, I'm sorry, it took an extra couple of minutes to log on. Like, share, and subscribe.
Enjoy your birds.
Yeah.
Have a good one next week.
Yeah, we'll try it again next week. Bye for now.